You spot a few gray hairs in the mirror, so you buy a box of dye to cover them up. But a few months later, you realize you don't just have a few gray hairs anymore. The white strands have multiplied, spreading faster than the natural aging process can explain. The harsh chemicals found in the hair dye trigger a biological reaction that actually accelerates the graying process. Commercial hair colors consistently rely on three specific ingredients. First, hydrogen peroxide. Second is ammonia. And third is PPD. PPD, or paraphenylenediamine, is a synthetic colorant responsible for many acute scalp allergies. These aggressive chemicals remain standard in the industry, even though they are massaged directly into the scalp. We need to look at what they are actually doing to the hair follicle. Consumers are trapped in a cycle of paying for a product that speeds up the exact aging process they want to hide. Artificial color stays inside your hair only if the dye breaks through your hair's natural defenses. Ammonia acts as a chemical battering ram, swelling the cuticle so dye penetrates. At the root, the tyrosinase enzyme triggers melanocytes to produce natural dark melanin. But hydrogen peroxide attacks this enzyme, neutralizing it and causing melanin production to flatline. Hydrogen peroxide effectively shuts down the pigment factory at the source. If the tyrosinase enzyme deactivates, the follicle loses the biological instructions required to produce natural color for that strand. This complete permanent deactivation ensures that once the artificial dye washes out, the hair beneath it will be stark white. The more you dye, the more pigment factories you shut down. These chemicals became industry standards because of early beauty trends in the West. Initial hair dye formulas were designed to lighten dark hair to meet a Western blonde aesthetic. Lightening hair is a process of subtraction. It requires an aggressive bleaching agent, like hydrogen peroxide, to strip away existing dark melanin so lighter colors can take hold. In the South Asian market, the goal is different. People want to darken gray hair. Darkening is a process of addition. It only requires depositing pigment onto the strand, meaning a bleaching agent is functionally unnecessary. Instead of developing a safe, deposit-only formula for these markets, global cosmetic brands utilized their existing Western formulas. They exported the same aggressive bleaching chemicals to the entire world to simplify their manufacturing logistics. Millions of people are applying a bleaching agent they do not biologically need purely because it was cheaper for corporations to copy and paste their formulas than to innovate. As awareness of these chemicals grew, the industry pivoted to greenwashing. Packaging now frequently features natural ingredients like amla or aloe vera to distract from the synthetic contents. Labeling regulations allow companies to market products around a natural extract that may only make up 0.1% of the total volume. The remaining 99.9% is often the same synthetic base. Even ammonia-free products usually substitute ammonia for MEA, or monoethanolamine. MEA is a chemical cousin that performs the same role of violently swelling the hair cuticle to force dye inside. True organic alternatives face active resistance. Lobbies have funded campaigns to label pure botanical colorants like henna as dangerous allergens, protecting the market share of synthetic dyes. Current regulations prioritize the mere presence of a natural ingredient over its actual concentration. This allows brands to use natural imagery as a marketing tool, while the formula remains largely chemical. Your primary defense is to ignore the imagery on the front of the box and check the ingredient list on the back. Look for specific red flags. If the list contains hydrogen peroxide, ammonia, MEA, or PPD, that product will contribute to the cycle of follicle damage and accelerated graying. Real organic color relies on high-density botanical ingredients like pure henna, indigo, and organic herbs that possess their own rich natural pigments. These botanical dyes work by safely coating the outside of the hair shaft. They deposit color without using chemicals to swell the cuticle or neutralize the enzymes responsible for your natural pigment. Maintaining your appearance does not require you to sabotage your own biology, provided you know which ingredients to avoid.